what's up, Sweet? This is Dad. What I'm gonna do is, I promised I would make it for you last night, but some things came up. So, first thing I want to tell you is, you talk about fear a lot. And, I've been here long enough in this world to know what fear can do to you and what it can't do to you. But first, let me give you a definition real fast. It said, I looked up online. It said, fear is an unpleasant feeling triggered by perceptions of danger, real or imaginary. Now, I looked up that word perception, and it says perception is the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses. Listen, you're going to get scared. You're going to have fear in your life at some point in time. The thing is how to deal with it. And the best way to deal with fear is you have to go forward. Period. Fear is going to keep you back from a lot of things. Fear is going to keep you back from trying your best, speaking out in front of a larger order of people, or just sitting at home alone scared to go outside because something has happened to you because of that fear. Well, I'm here to tell you that fear can also be the fuel to get you to your next level. I'll tell you a quick brief story of, like, you told me that you got a driving test coming up soon. I don't know if it's today or soon. Number one thing I want to tell you is, take it. Go ahead and take it. You got the skills, you got the confidence, you know what to do. The only thing you need to do is just be patient, just be calm. That part will kick in. You've been practicing all this time. You know it by now. Then you got it. I'm confident that you'll get your license and you'll be driving around and it'll be secondhand. I was 16 when I got my driver's license. And I did in my dad's truck. It is standard, and I remember driving in it and getting to the stop sign and making sure it didn't shut off and all the things, and I was nervous. And the parallel parking and everything, blah blah blah. Make a long story short, when I got out of the car, the driver instructor told me, he said, don't you ever drive a stick shift, don't drive a manual, please. He said, and he passed me, and I went home with my driver's license that day. But don't be scared to take it. Don't have that fear of, you're going to lose. Going with the best of your ability, knowledge, I would pray, take a deep breath, and do what you have to do. Don't let the fear stop you. Another example is, it seems like recently, about 2 years ago, I took my CDL test. And let me tell you what, I've been studying the manual in the book, got a chance to pass all my written tests, and I only had one chance to pass my driver's test for my CDL. And the gentleman that was supposed to be giving the test, what he did was he only took us out 2 times. He took us out one time on the highway and one time around the city. And the way the test is set up, that when you officially take it, if you're on the road and you hit a curb, that's it, you're done. That's it. They tell you that I'll drive back or you drive back, you're officially done. So you got that weight on you. You pay $200 that you don't get back if you fail. And this is my only chance because I waited so long to take the test. And I went in already nervous. But I practice. Plus in my job I get a chance to drive buses every day. So all that time I've been practicing driving and all of this, and when I went and took the test, there's a part in it where it's the skills test where you're supposed to back the bus up and take it around the corner and all that stuff, and I failed it miserably. There's a point in it where I went too far. I didn't know how to correct it. I was gonna hit the wall. Everything that went wrong, and it got to the point where honestly I wanted to stop. I stopped the bus, and I really wanted to honestly walk off. Something told me, just get up from the seat, open the door, just walk off. Because you know what, you failed anyway. It's a big deal. But instead, I said, you know what? Even if I fail this part, let me finish. That way I can at least say I tried. And so I took a deep breath, got back my center of my focus, took that bus, put it in the line. The guy said, you got 2 times to back up. And I backed up, put it right in the spot. I knew I failed, but I was like, at least I didn't stop. You know what ended up happening? That guy told me, he says, all right, let's go driving. I said, give me a minute, sir. Let me catch my breath. And I got a minute. I cut my breath, and I thank God. And he said, you ready? I said, let's go. We drove around, came back, gave me my letter, and said, hey, congratulations. You are now a proud owner of a CDL. I was so excited. But the biggest reason I was excited is because I didn't stop. Most of the failures in your life, you're going to want to stop. You're going to want to just say, I don't want to do it. And sometimes the failure is going to hurt. Sometimes the failure is going to hurt real bad. And you just want to stop and say, well, why should I keep doing it? Why? And even as recently as today, sometimes I ask myself why. My failures are so big. Why should I keep going? I mean, I went back to school. Oh gosh, back in 2006. I left St. Louis, Missouri, and I said I wanted to become a mechanic. They make good money. They can, you can go to any state and people are looking for mechanics. But the biggest thing I was afraid of is, last time I was in school was, I would say, 1990. No, I'm sorry, 1989, 1990. I graduated from Hazelwood Central. And the one thing is, in 2006, I was going back to school. I was like, wow. I was so nervous. Because college is so much different from high school. I can't express to you how different college is. High school is like comparing like apples to pineapples. Yeah, they might have an apple in the same name, but oh gosh, they're so different. But when I went in, I saw everybody had cell phones. People were looking down. Nobody was looking at you. Syllabuses, essays, finals. I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. I thought I was going to, I'm an old man with these young kids and they're going to surpass me. But we end up showing each other a lot of different things. The older men and women showed the younger people, and the younger people showed the older men and women. My fear subsided the more I did it. If I didn't go through with it, if I said, you know what, this is too much for me, I don't know where I would be. Because each thing helped me to where I am today. So my encouragement is, don't let fear stop you. Even if you can't see it through your fear, keep going. There's a lot of times in life where fear is going to try to just get you down. Sometimes it might be fear of a new relationship, fear of getting out of a relationship, fear of a relationship, fear of the people at work, fear of people at church, doctors, the world. Everything is going to say to you, stop, get in a bubble, stay at home, because you can't do anything anyway about it. Wrong. You're 100% wrong. Only thing fear's job is to stop you from doing that perfect thing that you want to do. And it might not sound logical to anybody else, but it's not about them. It's about what you want and your goals. Your goals should be what you decide, and you go for it. If you want to decide to be a graphic artist, which I really admire, or if you want to decide to be a brain surgeon, or if you want to decide to be a truck driver, whatever it is, if it's your decision, then go through with it. The only thing that should stop you is because of lack of materials, and even then, that shouldn't stop you. I've seen people do incredible things with the lack of basic materials. Don't be afraid to express yourself to different people. Sometimes fear keeps us from being our best because we look at what other people have done and we say, well, I'll never be like that. You're not supposed to. I think I'm a pretty decent artist right now. I've been drawing and painting for a while, you know. Uh, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Like, for instance, like this. You know, I drew that and I ended up one day painting it. Hold on, give me a minute. Somebody wants some breakfast or something. I drew this. I didn't draw it, but I copied that from another wonderful painting I saw online. And I like to paint that too. But for a long time I was scared and fearful of, painting and would people like it and would people accept it. So what I did was I started small. Drew, painted on rocks, got some canvas. I had a wonderful person, my ex-wife, Tanisha, would always encourage me to paint. Always encouraged me to paint. And I'm like, oh, I'm not as good as this person. I'm not as good as that person. But one day I stepped out on that faith and I put that fear aside. And although you don't see it here, I have tons of paintings. I've been painting, not tons. I got like maybe 8 or 9 that I'm painting right now. But I decided to not let my fear stop me from doing something that I care about, something I love. And starting to love. I always love art. And I realized that my art and my artwork is something that's me. Not a lot of people are going to understand it, and not a lot of people are going to appreciate it, and you can't let that fear stop you from creating something beautiful, something that you know is going to be awesome. Even though you might see 1,000 of entries to a specific contest, you'll be surprised that the one that wins is the one that has the most heart. So I encourage you to not let fear stop you. Whether it be driving, like I said, whether it be relationships, whether it be school, don't let fear stop you. Especially from doing something that you believe could benefit yourself and the people around you. Let me give you this quote. 2 Timothy, 1st chapter, 7th verse. New King James Version. It says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but power, and of love, and of a sound mind." You know what? It's funny that I read that, at this time. Because it says God doesn't give us the spirit of fear. Doesn't give it to you. It wasn't included in the package when you were born. God didn't say, all right, we're going to give him some teeth, we're going to give him some fingers, and we're going to give him some fear. If God gave us fear, oh man, we wouldn't accomplish half the things we'd accomplish. So let that fear propel you to something great. Look, I love you, I care about you, and I know that you'll do good things. Just calm down. Everything will be alright. Everything will be okay. How do I know? Because I'm here 47 years. I'll be 48 soon. And I've seen a lot of things that are fearful. But my biggest thing is you got to face it. You got to ask. You got to go forward. You have to. And the reason I say you have to go through or go forward with it is because you can't let it beat you. Oh my gosh, you can't let it beat you. Because you'll always be shoulda, coulda, woulda, if, I. But if you tackle it head on, then you won't have any regrets. Somebody will look at you and say, hey, oh yeah, I did that. I found I didn't like it. Or I did that and I added it to my repertoire. I did that and this is you'll always have an opinion. And people will look at you and say, hey, I could never do that. Yeah, I did. I'm not going to let fear stop me. Now, fear should make you shudder. Fear should make you think. Fear should make you want to realize what you really want. Is this worth it? Is this worth the headache? Is this worth the pain? Sometimes fear keeps you from making foolish mistakes. Count up the cost. Alright. I could talk your ear off and I could probably talk forever. But biggest thing I want to make this is to let you know I love you and I care about you very much. And I'm touching and agreeing with you on your decision. Don't let fear stop you. Instead, let it change you. Let it make you better. Let it make you let it be the fuel to get you to where you need to be. Like I said, you got this. And listen, I'm proud of you. Always will be. Do the best you can. And if this video is made after the fact, then still do the best you can. Don't let fear stop you. Holy cow. You'll regret that decision. If fear had stopped me, I tell you what, I used to have short hair. Now look at all this long nonsense. It's going to be really annoying during the summertime. But, you know, I'm happy I grew it out. I grew it out for somebody. I remember some young ladies asked me. They said, "Dad, why don't you ever grow your hair out?" I said, "Oh, I don't do that kind of stuff, grow my hair out. What's wrong with you?" Then I grew my hair out. Some things are silly to be scared of and be fearful of. Like I said, you got this.